Hey all, Matt here, Bobcat Bonsai, and today we're going to be getting into planning the future of these two Jacqueline Hiller elms. So as you saw by the cover photo, I have this one really tall pot, and then I have a smaller round bonsai training pot. So the really tall pot we're actually going to use on this little skinny tree right here. And this little guy we are going to end up planting into the tall pot, letting the roots grow out, and that is going to allow me to do a root over rock later on. So then I've got this bigger one right here, and this one looks really good. It's got some nice taper running up and everything looks really nice on it. They're actually all starting to bud out a little bit, so I figure right now is the best time to replant it before it gets too far. But that little one is going to end up going in this round bonsai pot over here. That way we can go ahead and get it started on its journey. All right, let me get you all set up and we'll get right to it. So for now, we're just going to move everything out of the way. I did put soil in the bottom of this already just to get some weight down in there. That's more of like a recycled soil. I guess I could have used the soil that it came in as the recycled soil. That could have been an ingenious option as well, but I did not, so that's that. So we're just going to real carefully begin to tease out these roots. I'm going to start from the bottom here where it looks like there is some of beginnings of it, and just really begin to work in here a little bit at a time. Then we'll get back up here at the top. So I'm pretty sure this is two separate trees, but I'm not 100% certain. And looking even closer at it, it looks like this may not be two separate trees. So our entire game plan might have just changed, just like that. And that's okay. We can work with that as well. If the game plan changes, then we just have to change to adjust with it. All right. So the nice thing I like about using the root hook here is that I can use it almost like a chopstick, and it'll do basically the exact same thing. The only difference is it's angled, whereas the chopstick's straight. Does it make a difference which one you use? To me, not really. To me, it's the exact same no matter what. But that's just my opinion on it. So these roots are going to take a while to comb out. Let me get them all combed out, and then I'll be back with you once we get these trees separated, or we find out if it's just one tree as a whole, which I'm starting to think it is. All right, I'll be back with you shortly. All right, so what did we learn? We learned that this thing has some phenomenal roots, for starters. Beautiful roots. But we also learned it's one tree, all branched off this bottom piece. So not too much to do now, but figure out which way we want to go with this tree. And I'm actually now tempted to cut that off, but I'm not ready to make that decision. So for the time being, it's going to go into this bigger pot now. So I'm just going to do a little bit of some root trim in here and make sure that I don't take too much off, but try and get down to a better spot where there's more roots at, I guess is what the word I'm looking for here. So I'm just going to go in and just keep trimming up these roots going around the base here. And then this little guy's coming off as a nasty little sucker right here. And that's rough, but it's okay. It'll be okay. We'll figure something out in the future and get it going from there. So it actually does have a pretty nice layout for the Nabari running around. And this looks like it's a lot of root that I'm about to cut off, but it's really not that much because we still have all of this that's down in here. So for the time being, I'm going to get it down into here, and we're going to trim off some of these longer roots here. Make sure there's not too many feeders attached to the ones we're trimming off. All right. So now there's not too much more to it. We just got to get it all potted up. So I'm just going to take the soil that I had already put in here. I'm just going to mush that down a little bit. And then let me look on the inside here a little bit. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that's going to become a problem later. What do we have? What do we have? We have one that's growing almost straight down on the inside here. Sorry, I reached right in front of you. That was not very good manners on my part. All right. So for the most part, it's got a pretty nice setup here for some Nabari to run around. So we're just going to get it planted down and in here. And I don't think I'm worried about which side's the front and anything right now, because for now we just have a lot of root work to get done. A lot of root work to get done. So I'm just going to get the roots trimmed up a little bit more, and then I'll be back with you when we're ready to pot it up. Alright, so we're back. This side's got most of the roots. This part right in here just didn't really have any roots at all until you get all the way down into there, so hopefully we can get some roots in that spot. But we're sized up much better now, so now that we are getting pretty good and in there, I'm actually going to take it a little bit more reused soil here and just mound it. And then I was actually able to get this pretty flat here. Let me show you. So we're able to get a pretty nice flat root base. So that is a big old positive right there of one thing that went right for me today on this tree. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll air layer it off, and then maybe we won't. I don't know. So it's just a little mix of bonsai soil then. That there's some on the bottom, and then there's that little bit of the regular underneath it. And we'll put more that we're about to feed in between all the roots and all that. So it's just basically just trying to get a good little coating of all the different soils so that this tree thrives and takes off for us, and we get a pretty good turnaround out of it. I am going to leave the tree exposed up here higher at the root base. Well, not higher at the root base, higher at the trunk line, so that we can actually see what we have going on. But maybe we'll air layer it, maybe not. I really like this one as its own individual tree, so maybe I'll just do a cutting off of it. Everybody says elms root very easily, and that's like the perfect diameter for cutting, so that's also possible. Alright, so that one's all good. And I'll just have to get it all watered up yet, and we'll be good to go. So let's take a little look around here. Oh no, I broke the pot. Oh well, you can't win them all. I'm happy with it. It wasn't what I wanted, but I'm not upset. I'm happy with it. We'll work with this tree and eventually we'll get it to where we want it, or where we want them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my channel, you should subscribe to it. And if you really enjoy my channel, you should hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I release a new video. Thank you.